Good morning, everybody. My name is Ryan Hyslop, and I'm a SEER specialist in the United States Air Force. And currently, I'm going to Regent University to get my bachelor's in Christian leadership and business management. And over the past few weeks, I've really been studying a lot into leadership and what makes a better leader. So, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what I've learned in the class. First off, who here, who listening, has ever been in a leadership position they weren't quite ready for? If any of us are parents, then we should all be raising our hands because I'm reminded weekly, almost daily, that goodness, those things did not come with instructions. The other day, which is a reflection of my leadership and how I always need to focus on it and build up on it, I decided my oldest daughter, she's 6 years old. She woke up and wanted to watch a movie with Daddy and just cuddle up on the couch while we were kind of waking up. She loves animals, so I decided to watch Jumanji with her. And as that little boy got sucked into that board game, I realized two things very, very quickly. One, if you're going to lead, make sure that your followers are prepared to go where you are going. And two, my wife really does not like being woken up by a blood-curdling scream. And that kind of actually brings me more to what I want to talk about today is leadership and actually how to better shape that. In Calsis and Posner's book, they actually go over a leadership model. And inside that model, it talks about modeling the way, inspiring a shared vision, challenging the process, and enabling others to act, and finally, encouraging the heart. Whenever I was going through and kind of researching each portion of this book and each portion of this model, I'd read things and it was hard. Some of it was kind of hard to grasp because I was trying to put it in a real world perspective. And some of it was kind of hard to understand until finally I was able to actually do an interview and put things into perspective as into how I work. So I was able to interview Lieutenant Colonel Dmitry Grillos. Call sign is T-Rex, and he's one of my more favorite leaders I've ever got to follow. And I kind of want to talk about his leadership approach and how it matches up with the Calsis and Posner's leadership model. For instance, modeling the way. A big thing they focus on is making sure if you're going to lead, you model the way. You need to represent what you want your followers to be. You want to clarify your values and truly set that example. And Colonel Grillos is really phenomenal about this. He, day in and day out, he's one of the first ones into the office, one of the last ones to leave. Not only does he look the professional military part, but he is very well read, very intelligent, and he's able to communicate with people that maybe haven't had the number of years in leadership that he's had, but he's able to clearly get his ideas and what he expects, his expectations across to everybody that works with him or for him. The next step in the model is inspiring a shared vision. And I already talked how Colonel Grillos does that a little bit, but we receive taskings from all over. And right now his main job is actually readiness. And inside of inspiring a shared vision, envision the future is a big thing. So in readiness, what his tasking is truly to reach out through Air Combat Command and develop guidance to where the wings can be ready for a peer fight, which we haven't had to fight in quite a long time. So truly getting ready for somebody that can challenge us on a lot of different areas of battle. And honestly, he's phenomenal about it. If you dive down deep into how the military tactics work and everything else, these guys have gone to school for years on just how to better word that and truly understand it. And he's able to communicate it in such a simple way that even this lowly survival instructor can understand it, get behind it, and actually help carry that message forward. And in doing so, and speaking to everybody like a human being and showing respect, Colonel Grillos is really good at enlisting others, which is a big part of inspiring a shared vision. As far as challenging the process, one of my least favorite things to hear in the military is, well, that's the way we've always done it. That is a horrible approach to leadership, and it's stagnant. And if you fall into that pattern of thinking, your business, your goal, your organization will be stagnant. And if you are not innovating, you will fall behind and fall into irrelevancy. Challenging the process requires experiments and taking risks to truly look at how and why you are doing things the way you are doing them, and you want to avoid that complacency. You want to look at it and find ways for growth and improvement. And Colonel Grillo sets up monthly meetings to where he truly listens to everybody, from the lowest ranking guy in the room to the highest ranking guy, and he'll walk through and find those areas of weakness that we need to get better at. Enabling others to act, that's a huge portion of the model as well. And what that meant to me, and they expounded on a little bit, but building trust, fostering collaboration, and truly turning a group of coworkers into a team or even a family. And you're able to do that by truly understanding the people you work with, by getting to know them, showing them that you genuinely care, and really not just focusing on the organization's goals, but their personal and private goals as well, and helping build them up. You want to challenge them. You want to prepare them for that challenge so they are confident when they are facing problems. And Colonel Grillos, honestly, he does that to me almost daily. He'll assign me different tasks, and sometimes with not a lot of information to it. But he assigns it and he just says, hey, I know you're going to crush this with all the stuff you've been doing lately, all the stuff you have been doing and will be doing. I know that you're perfectly set for this particular challenge, and you're going to do well. And just knowing that he believes in me and that he is tracking my desires for what I want in my life, he's really able to enable me to act. And he does that with everybody in the office, and it's pretty incredible. Finally, encouraging the heart. And this is about celebration. Day in and day out, the world can get heavy, and especially if you guys are trying to make changes. Changes are difficult to make. And encouraging the heart and truly celebrating those wins, whether it be small little victories, and just say, hey, job well done. Job well done on that small task, but you were excellently tasked to it and you did great. And not just, hey, let's do a pizza party every Friday, but truly celebrating that individual and celebrating the team whenever it has wins. That's going to be a big, and both personal and professional, celebrating with the individuals whenever they have personal victories, but also by tying everybody into that team and family that I was just talking about. Everybody moves forward whenever one person moves forward, and that's pretty incredible to hear. Expect the best, and some of that goes right back to modeling the way. You set the example, but expect the best, and hold people accountable to it. And when they meet or exceed those expectations, reward them. Whether that be promotions or raises, and depending on what your organization is doing, really just praising them. And saying, hey, you're doing a great job. We're proud to have you as part of this team. You're a valued member. Really, like I was saying, just kind of in summary, the Calcis and Posner model really made me rethink leadership and made me focus. And the biggest thing I probably took away from this is just constantly looking at my leadership approach and how I lead individuals and bouncing it off of that model. Am I doing the right things? Am I modeling the way? Am I inspiring a shared vision? Do I challenge the process, or am I allowing myself to get stagnant? How am I enabling others to act? Am I taking off by myself, or am I building a team around me to push them forward? And finally, encouraging the heart. Are we celebrating the wins? Am I truly giving my troops, my followers, credit when they deserve it? If you constantly evaluate your leadership against the model, the leadership model, it will help you lead your team and become more of a servant leader, which we are called to do by Christ. You will better represent Christ and further his kingdom. And if you can do that, you're doing a pretty darn good job as a leader. Thank you for your time.